everybody, this is the Fiery Joker, and yeah, we had to watch this a little earlier in the day due to bad scheduling, but yeah, we just watched Hush, which was basically just a giant game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, so you got a deaf person who gets targeted by a serial killer who's intrigued by the fact that she's deaf. I mean, you know, like, her friend, like, ends up being the first target, and she rushes to her deaf friend's place for, like, you know, safety, and she ends up getting outed right at the doorstep while she's banging on the glass, and her deaf friend's just sitting there in the kitchen cleaning up, and the killer's like, it was actually kind of funny. I was like, this shouldn't be funny. It's like, the guy's like, I just killed your friend right here on your doorstep. You aren't gonna react? Hello? He starts knocking on the thing, tapping. He's like,
yeah, that's when he gets the idea to start having some fun.
Yeah, so he starts messing with her. He starts off by taking pictures of her around the house because he can totally sneak around the house without actually having to sneak. All he has to do is just stay out of her field of view, and he's got free reign of her house. So he starts snapping pictures, and then he texts those pictures to her. You know, then he reveals himself, and it's like, oh gosh. So, but yeah, while he's doing that, it was like, I was kind of like, the stalkerishness is like, should have been scarier and more creepy, and it was just, I kept like,
it was more,
I kept chuckling. I was like, he's like right there taking pictures of her. I'm like, what? Chick, it's like, you need a better security system, girl.
Yeah, this wouldn't have happened in Texas.
No. There's a couple situations where we're like, you know, she just had a gun. You know, he had a crossbow, and he was trying to toy it with her.
Yeah, you can tell because he was using a crossbow, so he appears to be one of those trolling serial killers. And yeah, it was interesting to see this whole thing play out. You know, she tries to get signals out, but the killer always responds with, you know, it's like he turns off the power. He takes all their phones and he tries to find all their phones and smashes them. And before he does anything, before he even reveals his presence to her, he actually sneaks around the house and takes her cell phone. So, not only in order to snap those pictures, but to make sure that she can't send any signals.
Yeah, so, and then she tries to send it via, you know, her computer, but he cut the power, so she lost Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it's, oof. And yeah, she can't. Yeah, and the sadistic killer, it's like he says that he's not going to kill her until he breaks her. So she's got a little bit of time. She's got a little bit of time to try and figure something out.
Yeah, but then at the he made the, like, it's like the breaking her idea. I get that the breaking her idea might sound fun in this killer's eyes, but I'm like, the breaking her thing is what made her go from flight to fight mode, and
yeah, that's
and once she was in fight mode, it's like you want her to fight back. It's just like, I didn't get it, and well,
that's the thing. It's like these kinds of psychopaths, they like a challenge.
You mean literary psychopaths? I don't know how real psychopaths. I don't know how real psychopaths.
Well, we've never met a real life psychopath, but a lot of these literary psychopaths is like they like challenges. But anyways, it was interesting because she actually was able to get the crossbow away from the guy. But if you know anything about crossbows and how, if you don't know how to load them properly, or if you're not strong enough, you're not going to be able to load them.
They can be pretty difficult to load.
Yeah, it's like you either got to do it right or you got to be strong enough. And yeah, you could see her struggling, and I like how resourceful this chick was because she was a writer. It's like you could, yeah. It makes sense how she
was coming up with all these. Writers come up with scenarios in their head and they play it out and they.
I love how they establish that visually.
And they used that aspect of her character to play out all these different situations. She basically ended up playing all these situations in her head of how she's going to survive and get away. And she's like, okay, I could try this. No, this will happen. Okay, no. I could try this. No, but then there's this and this. You've got no chance of getting away that way. It's like, okay, so you can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do this.
What does that leave you?
I could, well, my only option here is to fight. Well, there is literally no other option here. So I'm going to have to get him to come in through the door. And anyway, it's like he almost had her a couple times, but every single time she ends up getting away just because he tried to make it fun, tried to play with her a little bit. And
I knew that you knew that was going to be the guy's downfall.
Yeah,
it's like psychopaths who play with their food. It's their hubris. It always gets them.
Yeah, it ends up, it certainly ends up being this guy's. It's like, you just, It seems to be a reoccurring trope in a lot of horror movies when a villain or monster or anything like that plays with its food a little bit too long. It ends up actually.
Yeah, it's like it played with the kids too long until they just started to become fighters instead of flighters.
Mm-hmm. So. And then, yeah. So that was actually the example I was thinking of.
But yeah, it was fun to see this.
It was a good movie. I felt kind of bad for the two victims. It was like, oh gosh. And then there was the one guy that actually tried to take the serial killer down with them. It was like, oh gosh. So. I knew he was about to kill the cat. I was like, oh no, more animal deaths. And then, and then they ended up surprising us. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, this. It turned from a game of cat and mouse to the cornered rat will bite the cat. And I was watching this movie and I was just thinking, this would make an incredible video game.
I think this movie has to be PG-13. It's not R. They never. I don't think I heard a single cuss in this entire movie.
The cat's name.
Okay. So you got PG-13. So you got the one cuss word. You got the one cuss word.
Yeah, they did drop the C word.
Okay. So they got two cuss words, so that automatically transports it down. There is some gore, but it's very in the dark. You don't really get to see a whole lot.
Yeah,
there was that one scene where her hand gets a little bit mangled, and I was like, oh, the fingers aren't supposed to be.
Yeah. One thing I did appreciate about this movie is even though she was shot in the leg and she had to dress the wound by taking off her pants. It was respectful. It was respectful. It wasn't exploitative, and I really do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. No, there wasn't any nudity.
Gratuitous nudity.
I mean, even then, it's like it was like she was in No, it wasn't revealing or suggestive or anything like that. You didn't feel like there was an ulterior motive in the script for her taking off her pants to do it. It's like you got the impression that she was only taking off those pants, and they didn't show anything. I was like,
well, they showed a little bit, but it wasn't.
It was her thigh. They showed her thigh.
Yeah, and it's like it wasn't really like that, typical horror teasing.
No. So it was a good horror movie, I think.
Yeah,
it was more of a suspenseful thriller. I'd say more than horror. More of a suspenseful thriller than horror.
Yeah, because it did eliminate a little bit of the scare factor when he took off his mask.
Yes.
It's like as soon as he took off it, I mean, it made sense for the story. It does make a lot. I kind of get the feeling that this movie was written on the fly. You know, it's like these characters were kind of given a little bit of free reign to do what they did, do whatever they do, and like there were only like certain things that had to come back. You know, like the fire alarm and stuff.
There were some Chekhov's guns,
but it just felt really natural.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to give this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a 9 because I thought it was that good.
There was a lot of writer symmetry in there too. Mm-hmm. Like you've got the main character who's a writer trying to come up with a good ending for her novel, and
that never got resolved though.
True, but then the climax is her hushing through all the situations. How is this going to end? And it's just like you got the impression that this is the ending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but so yeah, that was Hush. Highly recommended. Thank you all for watching, and have a nice day.